were 6 of us, me, Ayu, Baima, Nur, Widya, Anton, and Wahyu. We were assigned to complete our Kalaya Kurjaniata, KKN, in a remote Javanese village. Our goal was to spend several weeks working with the villagers, learning about their culture, and helping with local development projects. From the moment we entered the village, something felt off. The villagers were polite but distant, their smiles hiding something unspoken. Their eyes followed us cautiously, as if we had brought danger with us. We were welcomed by the village elder, whom everyone called Mbabayat. She was stern, her voice trembling with authority. Her first words to us were not of welcome, but of warning. Respect our land. There are places you must never go. If you cross those boundaries, you will not leave this place alive. At first, we dismissed it as rural superstition, but I would soon learn that every word she spoke was deadly serious. Chapter 2. The Forbidden Place. The village was surrounded by thick forests and rice fields. One area, however, seemed different. It was a small, abandoned clearing in the forest where an old wooden stage still stood. The villagers avoided it, whispering prayers whenever its name was mentioned. Naturally, curiosity led us there. Baima was the first to explore, ignoring the elder's warning. The stage looked weathered, but strangely alive, as if it had absorbed countless stories, dances, and blood. The air was heavier there, and though it was daytime, it felt as though the shadows moved. That night, some of us heard faint sounds, like bells, anklets, and the soft rhythm of a dance. When I asked Widya if she had heard it, her face turned pale. Yes, she whispered, but no one was there. Chapter 3. Baima changes. Soon after, Baima's behavior began to shift. He became restless, wandering off at night, often returning with mud-stained clothes. His eyes seemed hollow, his words cold. One night, Nur caught him muttering in an unknown language, his body swaying unnaturally, as if he were dancing to a rhythm only he could hear. Widya, shaken, confessed to me that she had followed him once and saw him standing on the forbidden stage. She swore he was not alone. A figure dressed in traditional Javanese attire danced with him, a woman whose face was hidden in shadow. When she called out to him, the figure vanished, but Baima continued to dance, his movements jerky and inhuman. Chapter 4. The Legend of the Leek. Desperate for answers, we returned to Mbabayat. Her face turned grim as she told us the truth. Long ago, the village had been cursed by a leek, a malevolent spirit known in Javanese folklore. This spirit lured victims into a dance, forcing their bodies to move until their strength drained away, leaving them dead or soulless. The stage in the forest was once a sacred place, where a dancer had been sacrificed to appease the spirit. But her death only bound her ghost to the land, turning the stage into a trap for the curious and the disobedient. And now, Baima had broken the seal. Chapter 5. The Dance of Death. The next nights were filled with horror. The sound of gungros, tiny bells, echoed everywhere. Even when we stayed in our rooms, the faint sound of anklets tapping against wood haunted our ears. One night, we woke to find Baima missing again. We rushed into the forest, only to see him on the stage, his body convulsing as he danced violently, his feet bleeding with every step. Standing opposite him was the dancer, her long black hair covering her pale face, her hands moving in elegant, deadly gestures. As she twirled, Baima's body followed helplessly, as if controlled by invisible strings. The ground beneath the stage was soaked in blood, and the air vibrated with an unholy chant. When we tried to pull him away, he screamed in a voice that wasn't his. "She owns me now, and soon she will own you all." Chapter 6. The others begin to fall. After that night, everything spiraled downward. Wahyu fell ill, his body covered in bruises, shaped like handprints. Anton claimed he heard whispers calling his name whenever he closed his eyes. Widya dreamed of dancing until her bones snapped, waking up drenched in sweat and blood. And me? I began to hear the bells. Even when no one else did. Every step I took seemed to echo with the faint jingle of anklets. We begged Mbabayat for help. She prepared rituals, burning incense and chanting prayers, but she told us that the spirit's grip was too strong. The only way to end it was through sacrifice. Chapter 7. The Last Night. On our final night, The forest came alive with the sound of music and bells. Baima, completely consumed by the spirit, called us to the stage. His body moved with terrifying grace, his eyes black as voids. As he danced, our own bodies began to move against our will. Our legs twitched, our arms swayed. It felt as though invisible threads had attached to us, pulling us into the deadly performance. Widya collapsed, blood pouring from her nose. Wahyu screamed before going limp. Anton scratched his own face, trying to rip away the whispers in his ears. I remember clutching the earth, trying to resist the pull. But the bells grew louder, the spirit's song unbearable. And then, Baima stopped. For the first time in weeks, his true eyes flickered through. He looked at us with sorrow and whispered, "Forgive me." He dragged himself to the center of the stage, bit his own tongue until blood spilled, and collapsed in a final, violent dance. His sacrifice broke the spirit's hold. The stage cracked, the dancer's wail pierced the forest, and the ground swallowed the cursed place whole. Chapter 8. Survivors. When the sun rose, only 3 of us were left alive. Me, Widya, and Anton. Wahyu never woke. Baima was gone, his body never found. The villagers avoided our eyes as we packed to leave. Before we departed, Bayit whispered to me alone, "The curse never truly dies. It only waits. If you still hear the bells run." My name is Ayu, and this is the story of how our research trip turned into a nightmare that still haunts me.